What's going on? That was a good save. You took that out right. Perfect timing. I'm assuming that's what you were laughing at.
Yeah, I had the stuff scrolling on the screen. Technical difficulty. It's my first day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is our first episode. Welcome to Two Dudes with Attitudes. Back-to-back days. You're welcome, everybody. It is Friday, and on Fridays, we talk about AEW. Really quick, because we weren't going to bring it up, and I know we got an hour to knock this episode down. But before we get started, let's bring up really quick that TK made his announcement that everyone knew was going to happen. By the way, one of the most uncomfortable announcements. That dude needs to stay off the screen. No wonder he has Adam Cole talk for him. Poor guy. But the first ever episode of Collision on Saturday, June 17th, will be in Chicago. So you are my little, ears of the rumor gossip, because you like to do it. Is that confirming that CM Punk's going to be there? Are they going to make him randomly appear and not build him? Or is it just, it is what it is? We like to go to Chicago.
Yeah, I think it's all but a confirmation that CM Punk's going to be there. Everything I read is they hashed out their differences. Him and Tony Khan had a big meeting, and they did rehire Ace Steel, but he has to work remotely. And they agreed that they can't talk about Brawl Out in public at all because of some legal ramifications and stuff. So apparently one of them hired an attorney, and it's going to probably Punk going to court or something, but there's some legal stuff, and that's why Kenny Omega keeps dodging the question. That's why the Young Bucks dodged the question. That's why they couldn't put it on All Access. Because people can't talk about it publicly because of the legal ramifications. But so I don't think it's going to be part of CM Punk's character, which kind of disappoints me, because I feel like you can't just have him come out and wrestle and not talk about hey, this is everything. The last time you saw me, I was doing this, and here I am, and I'm back, and I'm a good guy now. You can't. I don't know. But I do feel like there were reports that that they had a backup place. They were going to go to Daly's place if Punk didn't get in line.
Oh, they're a little
ball. They were going to do it in Jacksonville. But yeah, apparently they hashed it all out, and it's basically all but a confirmation that CM Punk is back and he's going to wrestle. And I'm sure I think they'll announce him ahead of time. I'm sure that'll be an announcement as Collision draws near.
Yeah.
And maybe there'll be another announcement next week after Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Or maybe he shows up at Double or Nothing. Yeah.
Maybe he does, or maybe he just shows up as a special guest in Chicago that night on Collision, and they don't even announce him. I mean, people are going to tune in anyway, right? I don't how many more people are going to tune in if he's. I feel like wondering will get more people tuned in than knowing.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I am curious how it goes, because again, he can't come in and just be all the CM Punk that came back 2 years ago in 2021, where he was like, golly gee, I'm so happy to be back. The last time we saw him, he almost destroyed this company. And now, you're going to have him not even address the proverbial elephant in the room. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to be part of his character, but I know they won't go that route.
Yeah, probably not. But with that said, let's get into Rampage.
Let's do it, man.
This is one of our last ones. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be Dynamite and Collision that we're going to be reviewing every Friday. So one of the last Rampages, and they had a jam-packed show. Once again, Rampage sometimes they'll do it to where they just build the story a little bit, and they have big names, and we had a lot of big names. And of the show, I wanted to talk about Jade Cargill because, and you brought up a point before, and you wanted to talk about Valkyrie, but I don't mind Jade Cargill squashing here, only because they're trying to build her up as this unbeatable force, right? She's this this strong woman who's undefeated, and she squashes somebody and then calls out somebody else. And then that person comes out and she squashes her, and then she goes to call out a third person to squash her. And I kind of like it. I don't I don't mind seeing her put through two people in a matter of 2 minutes. I think it kind of builds her aura and what she is. And I like that Valkyrie came out afterwards as a third person and kind of put a beating on her. I like it. I think it built Jade as that person that, look, Jade's always going to win. She's unbeatable. She'll beat two people in one night. That's what she do. But it also built up as, but this Valkyrie girl is pretty legit. And she, you know, she lost to her last time, but she couldn't do her finisher. Now she can do her finisher. I like the fact that I thought on Rampage, for what was done, for a match that I think we all know who's going to win, right? It's an obvious, I will do our predictions later, but I feel like it's a nice, they're at least giving us something. They're not doing like they did with Asuka and, you know, our Natalia and Rhea Ripley right now, where it's like, Natalia wasn't even on the episode. They were just like, whatever. She's wrestling her, I think. Like, at least they're like, this match that you know the outcome of is at least getting a good push, a good build. You did what you needed to do with Jade, and then you did what you needed to do with Valkyrie. And I liked it on Rampage. I see how people don't, but I did like it. Maybe it's just because Jade's my girl and I love Jade Cargill, but either way, I think that at least, you know, got me somewhat interested. I don't know.
Did Valkyrie look strong though? I mean, that's my counter argument there, is
because you're gonna go to Dynamite.
Because, you know, she looked strong on Rampage, and if that had been the only interaction and they didn't have anything on Rampage, maybe they do a stare down or back. I would have been completely fine, and I would have agreed with you. But then Valkyrie has a match against Lady Frost on Dynamite, which sounds like an evil Disney princess or a creator wrestler on WWE 2K23. You know, I'm going to create a woman's wrestler named Lady Frost, and you know, we're going to have the ice attack. That's going to finish her.
Even her hair, she was like,
and my catchphrase is going to be, you know, I'm freezing, or I don't know, something. What was
ice to meet you?
Yeah, ice to meet you. Yeah,
freeze in hell. I think that's what he said, right? Or I don't know. Oh, what a great, awful movie.
Yeah, Batman and Robin.
Oh man,
for the kids out there, George Clooney with the bat nipples.
And a smile. Batman doesn't smile. He smiled the entire time. Anyway, we can get into that.
He also broke. He also broke the third wall, or the fourth wall, so many times in that.
Oh
movie.
Yeah.
Like one time, like the opening scene, he's like, he looks at the cameras. This is why Superman travels alone. Like, come on, dude. All right, but
only
anyway,
Batman movie ever, in my opinion. I like all of them, but that one. But
I agree. Yeah. Batman Forever is underrated.
It's and Val Kilmer's the best Batman. I'm gonna die on my grave with that. So
I'll accept that. And Jim Carrey was a damn good Riddler. Too.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And Two-Face wasn't that bad either. No. Even though his makeup was ridiculous, but he was still good at it. Tommy Lee Jones, he did a good job.
So that was good stuff. Mm-hmm. But Valkyrie,
back to Lady Frost.
Yeah, Valkyrie struggled against Lady Frost. I feel like they should have had Valkyrie squash Lady Frost, and then it looks like you have Jade Cargill squashing everybody, and now you have Taya Valkyrie squashing everybody, and now then it looks like, oh crap, like Jade Cargill might legitimately be in trouble. But Taya struggled with Lady Frost, and I mean the match went to picture in picture with you know, and you saw Jade Cargill come out, and she's clapping and standing at the ramp and scouting with Smart Mark Sterling, and he's clapping, and you know, and then they just stare each other down after the match. But I feel like she should have squashed Lady Frost, and I think that would have made some better intrigue for this match going to Double or Nothing.
I agree with you. I think with the, you know, being the Rampage review at that moment, it was good. But yes, when they brought it over to Dynamite, it did fail. I didn't like that either. And they even had, I mean, for one, Jade Cargill, her outfit, she came out like wearing literally nothing. She was like, I mean, the girl's in shape. That girl is like a chiseled, like for any human being, she's like she's a specimen. But she's like just standing out there and like literally cheering her on. She's like, "Oh, come on, Lady Frost." You can like hear her like,
I know.
I'm like, okay, this isn't supposed to be a competitive match. So I get what you're saying. I did think it made Valkyrie look a little weak. She did do her move at the end and whatever else. But yeah, I agree. I did think it looked a little soft to have her like barely beat a person that they mentioned at least 100 times that she's not a wrestler, she's a gymnast. They called her a gymnast at least 50 times.
And she struggled with her. Yeah,
she struggled. That's like, you know, Damian Priest losing to Bad Bunny, and then all of a sudden Damian Priest is a threat. It's like, dude, you lost to Bad Bunny. Like, but yeah. So I agree with you there. But for an obvious match, I'm still at least somewhat intrigued. I know a lot of people are like, oh, throwaway match, but I think there's other throwaway matches on Double or Nothing more so than
Oh
this.
yeah,
I think it should be a good
100%.
match, and I think it'll be nice to see Jade wrestle and not squash somebody. So
Yeah, and I think the match will be good,
mhm.
and I'm excited for it. But yeah, I think they should have had it to where you have the woman who's been squashing everybody, and now the new enforcer and the new monster squashing everybody, and now they have to meet, and there's no shenanigans with you can't use your finisher. Now it's going to be like a 100% bout, and yeah, I just feel like they kind of did tie a little bit of a disservice on Dynamite, but Rampage it was good.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and then back to Rampage. I want to talk about the BCC. Just they versus the best amigos and Bandito. The main event of oh no, it was the kickoff match. It was the kickoff match. But I was excited to see the BCC on Rampage. I think they continue doing their thing. They're so good right now. They're so good. All of them. I like that all 6 guys in the match had their moments. They all had their opportunities to shine. I like that the match spilled out of the ring a little bit, and they were fighting outside of the ring. I thought the one thing is just the randomness of AEW. This was to me a random match that had no previous story, no the BCC's been feuding with the Elite, and then just last week you had Orange Cassidy teaming up with Darby Allin on Dynamite, and there was no. Bandito was nowhere to be found. The best friends haven't been anywhere to be found. And now all of a sudden, here's the best amigos going up against the BCC on an episode of Rampage. But I'm glad that they didn't have Orange Cassidy get involved because I think a loss would have hurt him. But I did like that they touched on the feud between the best friends and Wheeler Yuta. I thought, I think just Mox in general, he seems to be better and more comfortable as a heel. Even when he was a babyface, he acted like a heel. And yeah, I'm digging what they're doing with the BCC, and I was glad to find. It's been a while. I know we saw Moxley against like Christopher Daniels on Rampage a few weeks ago, and then in the backstage he beat them down. But it's been a while since we've seen all the guys from the Blackpool Combat Club on Rampage, and I was stoked to see it, and I thought it was a good match, and I thought it was a good way to open the show.
I agree with you, and I like that the BCC is on everything. I like that they're just full domination,
and they don't care.
No,
they want to. They'll beat the snot out of whoever.
No, yeah, but the best amigos or the best friends and Bandito aren't. We talked about this before. Whenever you're a trios match and you're not having a real match like against somebody, you wrestle them. They're like best friends, like intertwine a new person every single like it's them and then somebody else as a trios match. The trios division actually, because then the Blackpool House of Black on Dynamite had a random trios match against 3 people of randomness from ROH. They were like, let's just get 3 random dudes like AR Fox and I don't know, this guy and that guy, and we'll put them all together and have a match. It was really weird. I feel like you got the Acclaimed who was on Rampage and won a trios match. You got this build. Yeah, there you go. you got all this good build right now in the trios, and why are we not even kind of hinting at House of Black and the Acclaimed yet? Are we getting there? I mean, the House of Black look good. I like their vibe. Julia Hart, I like them all, but like we're not even kind of hinting. Maybe they're waiting. I don't know what they're doing, but you kind of got like House of Black on Dynamite winning, and then you have the Acclaimed on Rampage winning, and we're just. But
and there's no interaction between them. There was no mention. I don't even think commentary talked about the Acclaimed winning that #1 contendership for the Trios Championship. I don't even think they mentioned it at all. And it all just feels weird. It feels like maybe they don't want that to happen and they're trying to just brush it under the rug, or maybe they're waiting for after Double or Nothing. But I'm surprised, AEW loves their 15-hour pay-per-view, so I'm surprised they can't squeeze House of Black and the Acclaimed in there. On one of their biggest shows of the year. It sucks for the Acclaimed and House of Black because they both had great matches at Revolution, and now neither one of them is going to get on the pay-per-view for one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah, true that. But yeah, and I agree with you too. BCC solid. I like what they did.
Yeah.
They got a win. It was competitive, but I think all their matches are competitive because that's how they are. They're brutal. They're going to get beat up and they're going to beat people up and they're going to bleed, and That's just the way it is. So I did like it. I enjoyed it. And I thought it was a pretty solid Rampage for being one of the last ones. I mean, it's the 26th, so we got what, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so maybe like 2 more Rampages probably. So
yeah,
I'm assuming that it's done. I'm assuming they're not going to keep it around with Collision on there too.
Well, apparently they're keeping it, but it's just going to be what Dark used to be.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more of the enhancement talents and the younger guys trying to get. So you probably won't see the World Championship on there or the Orange Cassidy's on there anymore, or even the Acclaimed.
You never know with the Acclaimed.
Yeah, you never know.
On there still.
Maybe they meant Acclaimed every week, and that way that can keep the AEW. That's what I would do.
I was just looking up AEW shirts to buy, so maybe that's what they're going to do. I'll look into that. All right, let's go to Dynamite, huh? Let's do it, my friend. So Dynamite, good show. It was a lot of good build-up for Double or Nothing, and one of the biggest build-ups is the Four Pillars match, and I wanted to talk about that MJF promo. They kind of cut a couple promos beforehand with like Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara, and he's not going to lay down for anybody for no matter how much money. I don't know when that changed because he was all about it for one whole like 3 weeks in a row. I don't know. Now all of a sudden, I don't know. I think they're all baby. I don't know. That's what I want to talk about in this is that I actually thought this promo was great. I thought it was old school MJF. I like that he came out and praised all 4 of them, talked about how they're all great, how 6 years ago, he said, about 6 years ago is in AEW now, or not 6 years yet, but about, no one knew who any of them were. And now everybody knows who they are and this and that. And they are truly, homegrown, if you want to call it that. And I like that he talked about, I'm having this belt and I'm not going to lose it. And if I want to, I'll walk away with it. I like that. It's like old school CM Punk, when he wrestled John Cena. I liked it all. They didn't bring it up too much, but just enough to make you hate him and to make you, he just had his good heel vibe again. He wasn't there to like win people over. And then out comes Darby Allin and kind of slowed it down a little bit. I mean, Darby's just not that great. I mean, he just looks awkward. And standing next to MJF too, he just didn't look threatening. I don't know what it is about Darby. He just
the shirt. His shirt was like a black. It was weird. He didn't have his like normal. Normally he's like shirtless and he has like his trench coat on. This time he had. I don't know what it was. It looked like a hand knit sweater on or something.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what. He just looked really like a weird goober. Yeah. I was like, dude, it was you're like
he's like, oh, I forgot my gear, so let me throw on a shirt. That's what it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I found a black shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put this on.
And it looked like it was big.
Too small.
Too small. It was like that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It was tight.
I had no idea, but it did not look good. And his promo was whatever. And then MJF's about to put the slap on him, and out comes Sammy Guevara for the save. And then MJF's trying to get out of there, and here comes Jungle Boy to put a whoop in. And at least Jungle Boy this time he ended it with him holding the belt instead of last week where he looked like a chump, or was that 2 weeks ago? I forgot when he like barely even won his match. And he looked like a doofus the whole time. So at least he got a little bit of praise. So I thought this worked. I liked it. The only thing I'm not liking about this that I keep talking about is I don't like that the other pillars are all like besties now. Like Sammy Guevara coming out. Like, I'm sorry to break it to you. If we're on a match together and your competitor is about to get whooped up, why are you going to come out and say you don't want any type of like, that's up to you. Take the whooping or whoop him. Either way, I'm winning because you guys are going to beat each other up. Like, why come out and 4 days before the event? I thought it was weird. I just don't like them all. I get what they're doing, right? I think they're doing it so it looks like that's like MJF losing, right? Because it's all 3 against him. So it's like a 3-on-1 technically, right? But I don't know. I always hate when people are about to go at it and they're like best friends beforehand. Like even UFC guys, like if they're friends beforehand, well, at least fake it up and hate each other until they fight and then kiss and make up afterwards. Like you're about to wrestle in a match for a title. Like let's not be holding hand best friends. So the only thing I haven't liked, but other than that, I like the promo.
And that's been my gripe too, is the booking of Sammy Guevara in Jungle Boy. Sammy Guevara, because he's been a heel. He's been like the chicken shit heel, just like MJF has been this entire time. And in his entire run, pretty much, he's been a heel. And now all of a sudden he's a babyface. Like it's just, that's all weird. And then,
and he's not in JAS anymore.
I guess
they all came out and he hasn't been around them. He's not right. Like he's out, right?
But Jericho endorsed him when they did those videos a few weeks. It was all of it's weird. And Jericho doesn't even Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And then Jungle Boy, I feel bad for him because they did like some vignettes before the before this four pillars promo,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to see a backstage interview with Renee Paquette and Sammy Guevara, and then Darby Allin got to cut off MJF and cut a promo, and Jungle Boy gets a video package. He gets a
Yeah,
video clip.
yeah.
I'm like, man, like they're doing him dirty.
Uh-huh.
Um, but
At least
but
he
I
held the title up. At least he was like the
yeah,
last
and
vision or
and then
view or whatever.
there's that whole force field thing too in the ring too, because if like Jungle Boy's out there holding up the title, Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara are looking around like, what do we do? Like, get out
Mm-hmm.
there and go beat him down, and you hold up the belt. Like,
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool to have Jungle Boy hold up the belt, and then Sammy Guevara goes out there and takes him out, and he holds up the belt, and then
Mm-hmm.
Darby Allin gets out there and he holds up the belt, and then MJF like low blows Darby or something, and then he
Yeah.
holds his belt. I think that could have been a cooler ending, but I like what they did. I thought it was good. I love the promo from MJF. That's the MJF I've been wanting to see in his feuds with Moxley, his feuds with Danielson that we didn't
Mm-hmm.
really get to see. And even in this Four Pillars stuff, he's been doing show tunes, and like they kind of got away from that. And now
Yeah.
this is like the old school MJF that he loves AEW, but he also doesn't love AEW. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know how much longer he wants to be here, and he may take his ball and go home, and he may leave and go to the competitor and take the belt with him. I mean, there's so many great points, and it makes you wonder like what's really going on, and could he really do that? It makes you want to see Jungle Boy or Darby Allin or Sammy Guevara beat him that much more, so that doesn't happen. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I thought it was classic MJF, and I'm glad that they brought him back at least for this one night.
Yeah.
So
And really quick, because we have to move on, but I will say this. I can see him leaving as a champion because I think TK is soft as a pillow. And I
oh
think
yeah,
I can picture him being like, okay, you're going to sign an MJF going like, yeah, probably. All right, I'll let you retain. And then he'll retain and then be like, I'm bouncing and taking that belt
yeah,
with him. I can picture because TK is just not like he ain't Vince McMahon. He's not going
no,
to have the referee, screw job him. So that ain't going to
no,
happen. So
no. And
yeah.
Moxley work. I mean, Tony Khan has no problem making people work as a free agent, or when they're not under contract. And Moxley said in his podcast with Renee Paquette that he held when he was AEW World Champion, he wasn't under contract. The match against CM Punk at All Out, he didn't have a contract. He was wrestling as a free agent, and he said he could have shown up at SummerSlam to root on, Roman against Brock, and he could have taken the AEW title with him. And Tony Khan couldn't have said a word to him because he wasn't under contract and he held the title. So it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me to see MJF hold the belt.
I agree. We'll see.
Take it with
Should be interesting.
Yeah. And then for me, I want to talk about this opening match, the Orange Cassidy putting his international championship on the line against one half of Aussie Open, and that's Kyle Fletcher. And I know that they've been teasing this for a few weeks, and Kyle Fletcher's been taking out Orange Cassidy, but I want just the booking of it was a great match. I have no qualms about it. I thought it was I feel like AEW kind of gets in this routine of the heel beats down the babyface over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And then the babyface, I mean, they just did this last week with Jungle Boy. He was getting his ass kicked by Roosh the entire match. And then, Roosh looks away or makes a mistake, and Jungle Boy grabs the tights, rolls him up, pins him 1, 2, 3, and he escapes with a win. They did the exact same thing this week in this match with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was taking a beating, and then it was just wash, rinse, repeat. He scored a quick pin and got out of there. So they do kind of fall into that routine a little bit, but the overall booking of this match is what concerns me, because you've already advertised that Orange Cassidy is defending his international championship in a 21-person blackjack battle royal at Double or Nothing on Sunday. So you're going to have him put the international title on the line on the Dynamite before? You really expect me to believe that he was in any jeopardy and any danger of losing the international championship, especially when you've already announced him as putting the belt on the line against 20 other people in a battle? Like, I don't know. It's just the match was fine. It was the outcome was the right outcome. I'm glad Orange Cassidy got the win, but just the overall booking of this, it was just like when they announced it. And I told you this offline, but when they announced the the opening match is for the AEW International Championship. I really thought they're doing the Battle Royal tonight because they're in Vegas and maybe they don't have time on the card. So maybe they said, okay, we're gonna do this 21-person Battle Royal. But no, it was scheduled for one fall and had a 20-minute time limit from wherever. It's Orange Cassidy, and out comes Kyle Fletcher, and it's just like, wait, what? Why is he putting the belt on the line? And like, I didn't think he was gonna drop it, and there was no jeopardy of him losing it, and there was really, after the match, there was really no other. Like, you could have at least brought out some of the other competitors in the Battle Royal. You could have brought out some of the 20 people he's going to be facing and stare him down or do the discount double check or something to tease to this match. But they didn't even do that. So I just found the whole thing just really odd.
Yeah, and like I told you, I truly think Orange Cassidy has to be the opening match of every Dynamite. I think it's like, and AEW doesn't like having non-title matches, so I think they're just like, all right, Orange, you got to wrestle today. I know you're going to wrestle this Aussie guy because why not? Because you're going to beat him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, AEW is known to have matches, and that's what this was. The one thing I thought was weird though is that you were talking about how Orange Cassidy got like the snot beat out of him and then had to like roll up to win or whatever. He really did, and not only did he have the snot, he got dropped on his head like 8 times in a row. And kept kicking out, and like I love me some Orange Cassidy, but it's like a weird thing now because that's like his new thing, right? Is like getting his snot beat out of him and then him finding a way to win, or they take away his hand, so he can't do the orange punch, and then he finds a way to roll up. He's like the roll up king now, like the orange, like he's the man who never uses his finisher. But I agree with you. I thought it was weird. And they should have, because they even announced some people, like 4 different people announced, like Hobbs is going to be in it, and QT Marshall, and Ricky Starks for some reason is going to be in it, although he got beat up. So, I mean, I guess this 21-man Battle Royal is going to have, like, I thought it was just going to be Orange Cassidy and a bunch of scrubs. It looks like they're putting some people in it, which just makes my prediction a little bit different, maybe. I don't know, but weird stuff to have, like, real people, but I guess all these people are feuding with others. But, nonetheless, I agree with you. I thought it was randomness put together. There was no point to, like, I even tuned out here and there because I was like, all right, Orange, like, hurry up and win, and let's move on.
We know he's going to win. And then, like, you talk about a lack of build. This Battle Royal that, they just announced it last week, but last week he's teaming with Darby Allin on Dynamite, and there's still no tease to this Battle Royal. I mean, he came out and was like, oh, yeah, Renee, I'm going to put, you want to be in the Battle Royal? And then this week they don't do anything with, I don't know. It was just it was poor build for this match.
Yeah. Yes. We'll talk about all over the place. Let's talk about Adam Cole, baby, and Chris Jericho, the Ocho himself. They had a contract signing. Adam Cole comes out first, and he comes out with Roderick Strong, and he does his Adam Cole, baby, and Roderick Strong at one point is bent over in front of him, and then he does the boom or whatever. It was weird stuff. But either way, they came out. The crowd loved it. Jericho came out with everybody except Sammy Guevara from the JAS, and people were singing the bananas out of that song, and it all looked good. Everything was good. They had a super long table, and then they did something that Trish Stratus wanted, was they said, no contact. You guys agreed to it, but that's it. So I was confused by that because I didn't hear anything unless I missed it. You can fix me if I missed it, but there was no no match if you do, or you'll be disqualified, or right? They were just like, we're having a contract signing, no contact. They're having an unsanctioned match, which me and you talk about this all the time. Maybe it's just a WWE thing, but when people have unsanctioned matches, the whole point of it is that there's no liability, so there is no contract to sign. It's just like a street fight. Y'all are just showing up.
Yeah.
But maybe that's them saying, maybe they were signing off stating, we're not going to have any, like, we can't sue you.
Yeah. If I tear my ACL or something.
Yeah. But Adam Cole, I mean, everything was about Britt Baker. Adam Cole was great. Jericho was amazing, like always. He even re-showed the video, like got in his face and re-showed the video, then was like, hit me. And that's what I was thinking, because I'm like, why not just hit him? Just because you agreed to Tony Schiavone that you're not going to like hit each other, you're not. And everything was great. I thought they both cut great promos. And then Jericho brings up the fact that you are a moron, Adam Cole, because there's 5 of us and 2 of you. And I thought, what's going to happen? And Adam Cole's like, you know what? I thought about that, and since we're in Vegas, and I was like, who's from Vegas? And he's like, I'm going to bring out something. I'm like, yes, the Undisputed Era is back, baby. They're going to bring back those 2 dudes. We're going to like live it up. No, they brought out Sabu. And for those of you who are under the age of 40, don't know who Sabu is, he is a man from ECW. Taz knew him because they wrestled all the time. He was like the fan favorite, him and Sandman, but he was never that guy. He was never Taz. He was never, any of these other dudes in ECW. He was just Sabu, right? He was fun to see. He had a short little run in WWE, but they brought him out. This dude, he had like a 45-minute walk to the ring. Then he threw a chair at somebody. I just am very confused on how they thought, what should we do with Adam Cole? Should we to have him help? Let's have him bring out a 85-year-old man. I have no idea how old he truly is, but he's old. Come out and Jake Hager, did he see that and was like, oh crap, what are we going to do? And Taz tried to sell the bananas out of it, that he was like, Sabu is unstable. When's the last time Sabu wrestled? Can he even wrestle? Is he going to be in ring gear? Is he how? That would be like me and you, right? We go to Vegas, we're about to get in a bar fight, and there's 4 dudes about to smash us, and we're like, hold on real quick. Yeah, you think you're about to take us? Let me bring in my grandpa. And he comes in all, all right, let's do what? How is that threatening in any? So? Yeah. He's like, we do punch to punch, right? I have no idea what maybe I'm living in a weird world, but I thought that was awful. Even Adam Cole looked like he was man, I just think this is once again, Tony Khan is about my age or our age. He grew up in this era. He loves the Attitude Era. He loves this vibe. He loves ECW, WCW, and he just wants to relive it because he's a collector, a billionaire collector of stuff, and not a true owner of wrestling or knowledgeable. And he's just bringing in randos because Sabu is random. Is it not? Yeah. Anyone you could have brought in, you brought in Sabu.
Yeah, and the whole we're in Vegas. I just looked him up, and Sabu's from Staten Island, New York. So it's what? And then he's
ECW is from Philly, so it's none of it made sense. It's not.
He's also he's 58 years old.
That's it. Oh, he ain't that old.
I was surprised at that, but this is Adam Cole's return match to pay-per-view as well for AEW since his injury. And this is what you give him. You couldn't just Tony Khan has a problem with leaving well enough alone. This match, I was most excited about this match of all the matches Double or Nothing because of the story that they've been telling. The whole Britt Baker thing, taking the kendo stick, and Adam Cole being handcuffed to the ring and having to watch, and that the thing that they did last week where they were fighting in the arena and Adam Cole takes him out in outside because he's banned from the arena. All of it has been perfect, and I've been looking forward to this match. And then they go and do something like this and add Sabu as an enforcer who it's an unsanctioned match. So I'm assuming that means that weapons and stuff are allowed. So what's he really going to be enforcing? I mean, he's an extreme guy. So is he, he's probably going to be encouraging, beatdowns and violence and hey, hit him harder, hit him, I don't know. Is he going to take a chair away? Is he I don't know.
And I thought he was backing up Adam Cole, right? Wasn't that the whole point? So the JAS don't mess. Yeah,
now he's an enforcer, and I don't know. It made no sense. And I thought that both of these guys have been doing some of their best work on the mic. Yeah, they've been doing some of their best work in the ring. This has been one of the most compelling stories that AEW's told in a long time, and it feels like that Britt Baker thing happened ages ago now.
Yeah,
and now this is what they're doing, and Sabu, and I don't know. I feel like both guys, Chris Jericho and Adam Cole, deserve way better than this.
I agree with you fully. I agree, sir. It was random.
It's also crazy to me too that Britt Baker's not on the card at all for Double or Nothing. Again, you would think the person that beat her down with those kendo sticks, it should be a match against Saraya, but looks like it's not going to be. I imagine her and maybe Saraya getting involved in this match somehow, but yeah, it's just weird to me that that was also part of the story, and they're not telling that version of it. And they're both not on the Double or Nothing card.
I agree. It was all, like I said, random.
Yeah. And let's go into the main event, the Lucha Bros versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli, for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship. So I can't keep up with all these belts that AEW has. First of all, why is this match happening on Dynamite? Because it's Ring of Honor. You have your own thing for Ring of Honor. Second of all, like I love Claudio, but he's been on Dynamite a lot more than he's been on Ring of Honor recently. So can we take the Ring of Honor title off of him and put it on somebody else? I don't know what they're doing, but I thought the match was good. I thought it was a good match, and I will say I'm glad that the Lucha Brothers got the win. I think there was the right decision. I think we all saw the Young Bucks interfering coming from a mile away. I was a little surprised that we didn't have more members of the Elite. There was no Kenny Omega. There was no Hangman Adam Page, especially when he just came back last week with the eye patch and everything.
Yeah, he cut a promo, but
but he didn't come out in this match.
No.
So yeah, it was just I don't know. And then we got another, typical blood and guts. I'm gonna bleed for this promo from Jon Moxley, but he said that Anarchy in the Arena would be the most violent match in AEW history, which I feel like he says that every match that he has. And I don't know. I thought it was a good match. It was a good way to close the show, but I feel like it kind of left me wanting just a little bit more. And maybe it was Kenny Omega, maybe it was more Don Callis. Like, what's the latest with that? I don't know. It was a good way to end the show. If it wasn't the go home show of a big pay-per-view, like I would have been fine with the ending, but because it was the go home show, I kind of wanted a little bit more, maybe more Adam Page, maybe more violence from Bryan Danielson, more violence from Jon Moxley, more something. But what they gave us was fine, but it was good, but it wasn't great.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
I agree. I mean, and I disagree because I thought it was a whatever way to end it, because this is supposed to be like your main thing, right? Other than the 4 pillars. And I thought this had the least amount of, like last week was better. Like, why not have a beatdown, or all you had was Mox like chase the Young Bucks out of there and then get angry?
They should have switched it. They should have done this match last week, and then this week have Adam like, we're gonna dominate. We don't even have a match at Double or Nothing, and then Adam Page comes out and says, "Hey, yeah, you do. Anarchy in the Arena," and drop the mic with his eye patch and everything, and then and then I think it could. Then it's like, oh crap! Now they didn't think they had a match on Sunday, and now they do. I think if they had switched it, it would have been fine, and it would have had people excited because that Adam Page is coming back.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I thought it was a weak way, and once again, you're talking about ROH matches being on Dynamite when they have their own show now. That wasn't the point of having ROH show, but it main evented. Like, you're going to have ROH tag titles main event. Like, who cares about the Lucha Bro? I mean, I don't know. And I guess Wheeler Yuta, I haven't been watching ROH. He lost his belt. Didn't he have a belt? I guess he lost it. He didn't bring it out. Yeah. So I guess at some point on ROH, he lost his whatever title that was. I forgot what it was called, but
the Pure Championship.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah. So I guess he lost it. I don't know. Sorry, fans. I'm not a ROH dude, so I haven't been watching ROH at all. I have too many streaming devices already.
Yeah, he lost it to Shibata. Yeah. So,
but anyway, each its own. I mean, it was a throwaway match. I did like Daniel Bryan.
He lost it at Supercard of Honor in LA.
Oh, okay. When we were, that's why I didn't notice we were at Mania. Yeah. But Bryan Danielson, I like that he was, I liked his commentary. I liked that he was really hyping BCC up. I like that he was clowning Wheeler Yuta for not covering correctly and that he was going to get slapped for messing up. And he loves Punk and Wheeler Yuta. I love it. And I love it because that's kind of how like a crew of dudes like that is, right? You got like the muscles and you got like the one dude that needs, the weaker one, and you got to build them up, and like the younger brother syndrome, right? So, I mean, I like it. I like what BCC's doing. And like Judgment Day is starting to click. BCC right now is still the best faction in wrestling, but Judgment Day is climbing up. So we're about to go into our segment in a second. So we'll see what we think with that result as well.
Yeah. My whole thing with that though, with Danielson coming down, saying like, oh, Wheeler Yuta is going to pay for that, we'll deal with him next week. It's too bloodline-esque for me. Cause you have Roman Reigns, he's dealing with the Usos and they keep losing, and he's mad at Jimmy Uso, he's mad at Jey Uso, and now you have Bryan Danielson kind of doing a little bit of the same thing towards the guy who takes pinfall losses for the BCC. I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah,
because it is AEW.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I still thought it was a solid Dynamite. I
yeah.
thought it was a great build overall to Double or Nothing. I'm actually gonna get it and watch it. I don't buy all AEWs, but I'm intrigued by this, so I'll be watching it this Sunday.
Yeah, I think the build for this has been way better than the build to Revolution. There's matches
Oh
that I
yeah,
actually want to see, and I think
oh
they've
yeah,
done a good job with it.
oh yeah. We're about to go through that because it's time for our segment. And what segment are we doing, Shooting Star Press?
Yes, sir.
Let's
Today
see.
we are
Prediction time.
prediction time.
Whoop, whoop. Prediction time.
Um,
Back-to-back prediction time. It's a jam-packed weekend, like we said yesterday on our WWE show. It's 3 events going on: NXT, WWE, a big WWE, and a big AEW. Good and a big NXT. To be honest with you, it's a 3 pretty good events. Like the Saudi shows usually aren't. They're usually pointless, but it's actually got a lot of impact on it as well. So this is going to be a good wrestling weekend. Maybe. I mean, maybe not because we have to, survive through it, but watch it all. So if you have any family members or friends, I mean, you might as well tell them you're gone for the weekend. All right.
yeah,
Let's start with our matches. Are you ready?
let's do it.
All right. Prediction time. We're going to start with the unsanctioned match of Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho. Who do you got, my man?
Okay. So I feel like I've been kind of playing it safe with my predictions. I've been picking. It's like when you predict the NCAA tournament and you pick all 1 seeds to win it all. I've been going with chalk, right? So
yeah,
I'm gonna go a little crazy with some of these.
Oh,
Chris Jericho is gonna get the win.
All right.
And I think that's why they brought Sabu. Sabu is going to betray Adam Cole. And turn his back on, or whatever. He's going to attack Adam Cole and give Chris Jericho the win, because I don't think this is the only time these guys are going to be feuding. I don't think this is the last time we're going to see Adam Cole and Chris Jericho. And Jericho always likes to get the first victory on somebody. And I think, and I think it's going to be Chris Jericho getting this win because of the actions of Sabu. And then the next match, Adam Cole will get it.
All right. I like that prediction. Remember, we're keeping score this week. We're going to start now. We're going to put it up for everybody. So, you know what? That's pretty good. You almost are changing my mind. But I'm still going to go Adam Cole, baby. I'm still going to do it just because Adam Cole's like in Zoolander, man. He's so hot right now. It's just like to take that away from him. Jericho does love to win and not job when he needs to win, and then he likes to job afterwards. And I can see Sabu turning because him and Jericho know each other because they've been wrestling at the same time. You know what I mean? So, but I'm still going to go Adam Cole. So I'm going to stick with it. I think Adam Cole needs to win, and I think the feud can still keep going even if Adam Cole wins. Well, we'll see. The match everybody is paying for. It's a trios match. Ethan Page and the Guns versus Isaiah Cassidy, Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy. Who do you got? Oh, and it's for Ethan Page's contract. So Matt Hardy owns.
Why are we wrestling for people's contracts? Like, can we stop this? Like, what's gonna happen if Ethan Page loses? He gives his contract to Matt Hardy and Matt Hardy breaks him, and now he's broken Ethan Page? Or what are they gonna? Is he gonna come out and moan too? Like, I don't know what they're doing here, but I'm going with the obvious: the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy. I think for whatever reason they don't like Ethan Page and they don't really like the Guns, and and I think that's the story. I think Ethan Page controlled Matt Hardy's contract for so long. Now I think the tables are going to flip, and it's going to be the Hardys controlling Ethan Page's contract, and he's going to have to do everything that they want him to do.
I want to know why a Rampage match is on a pay-per-view. So
this feels like
a Rampage match, not even a main event. This is just a Rampage match. Ethan Page has been so underused. What were you going to say? This got on
the card over Britt Baker. And
yeah, like what in the. Yeah, I'm so confused by this trios match.
This got on the card over the Acclaimed and House of Black, who have the trios championship.
Yeah.
Put this on the card over. I don't know what.
I think they think the Hardys. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be my first surprise. I'm going to go Ethan Page and the Guns. I think they need the win. I think this story needs to end. And I think if the Hardys win with Isaiah Cassidy, the story's not going to end. And all Jeff Hardy has done is talked about how he wants to become tag team champion. He brought it up again on Rampage. So I don't see that happening. And if they win, then they have to keep Ethan Page going on because they'll have his contract. So I'm going to go with the upset. I think Ethan Page will take the pin on Isaiah Cassidy, and I think the Guns will get a little win, and maybe they can start feuding with the Hardys for the tag team division, which they should, because I think they're going to have a match soon. So I'm going to go my first surprise on that one.
I like that pick.
All right, let's go. AEW TBS Championship match. My girl, Jade Cargill versus Taya Valkyrie. Who you got? Is this the most obvious one of the night?
Yeah, this is Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's gonna win. I think it's gonna be her best match that she's had. It's not gonna be a squash. But yeah, Jade Cargill's gonna get the win.
I agree with you, and I think Jade's going to take that finisher and kick out of it, and then they're going to double up on her awesomeness by her winning and her kicking out of the move that was banned. I think the whole match is going to be teased, and she's going to keep doing it, and eventually she's going to do it, or she'll counter and do her something like that since they have the same finisher. But yeah, I'm all about Jade Cargill too. She's about to go 61-0 and keep it going.
Yeah, they're going to get her to 100-0 before.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so.
She's not losing
for 39 more matches. So
yeah, so she has a long way to go. She needs to double up on a couple more rampages so she can get that thing going.
Yeah.
Well, remember, this is a different time. Bill Goldberg, when he had his 100 and whatever wins, a lot of those were like dark matches and house shows. And remember, he was like wrestling Randy. I wasn't like only on, the main, it was always
like one week on Nitro, he was 73-0. And then the next week he was like 89. And
like,
wait, what?
Yeah. He's like, I had 16 matches yesterday. You didn't see that? Yeah. They were just building him up. All right, let's go to the Anarchy and the Arena match. This is a hard one, I think. We got the Blackpool Combat Club. So all four of them. So now we're going to have a new a quadruple champion against the Elite. So we got Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta versus Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Hangman One-Eyed Page. So, who do you got?
I think I still don't understand the rules of an Anarchy in the Arena. Is it just a fight all around the arena?
Yep. It's mayhem. So they're going to be like in the crowd. They're going to bleed. They're going to use weapons. They're going to,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be chaos.
I think. Is it a tag match? Like, is it just
no? They're going to be. It's going to be that one where they have like a camera on one guys, and we're going to have to cut off to the other guys and the other, and some will be back, some will be in the ring. Yeah. And whoever gets like the first submission or pin, I think, is the winner. I think that's basically.
I don't think anybody's going to win this match. I think it's going to be like a no contest.
Whoa!
I think they're going to just beat the snot out of each other to the point where somebody can't take it anymore, or there's a double count out or something. But yeah, I think it's going to be a no contest somehow.
All right. I'm gonna say this match is going to be awesome. I don't like
I think it's going to be
blood and guts and everything, but these 8 guys can go. So I think this match is going to be pretty freaking fun. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go BCC is going to get the win. I'm going to do another surprise. I think they're going to somehow maybe pin one of the Young Bucks because why not? But yeah, I'm going to go BCC because they're hot, and I think they want to keep that going. And them getting this big win will, in this type of match, will keep their whole, be real.
Yeah,
and we're that's who we are.
It's a safe pick. I just can't pick. I can't see the Elite losing, and I don't think it's time for the BCC to lose.
Yeah,
that's why I think it's going to be a no contest. I think the BCC only cares about beating people up, and the Elite are only looking for revenge, and I think they're just going to beat the snot out of each other. They're going to do what Chris Jericho and Adam Cole should do, and that's just beat the snot out of each other.
What if CM Punk came out and joined the BCC and helped them win?
That'd be cool.
All right, let's go. We got the AEW Women's World Championship match. We got Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. Who you got?
All right. I think we're gonna have a switch. This is when it's gonna happen. I've been talking about Britt Baker being left off the card. I think Britt Baker comes out, and I think she turns heel. She turns on Jamie Hayter, and Toni Storm wins the AEW Women's World Championship, and Britt Baker joins the Outcasts.
I wore this shirt on purpose because I thought it'd be the last time I can wear it where it's relevant. I 100% agree with you. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Jamie Hayter was a great champion and she has gone cold. Just like every AEW cannot keep a women's champion like popular, like since Britt Baker, every champion has been meh. And I think Toni Storm deserves a second run because her other run was so mediocre. So yeah, I think Toni Storm's going to do it. I think she's going to be the champ and kind of lead that crew now, and they're going to look dominant. And I think Britt's going to be the Hulk Hogan of the Outcasts. I agree.
I can see
I
that.
think it. But I think either way, I think Toni Storm wins. I think they're going to. Jamie Hayter hasn't been doing anything recently, so
and I think she's injured too. And I think that's a good way to write, because they were supposed to have like a tag match last week or something, and they switched it and had Saraya versus Sheeta. I can't remember who they had, but yeah, I think she's hurt, so it'd be a good way to write her off TV as well.
I agree. All right, this one's going to be hard to predict. You can either just say champion or other, or you can try to pick a dude. I don't know, unless you don't think it's a champ. But we got the AEW International Championship 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal. 20 competitors versus, well, this is saying Orange Cassidy versus 20 competitors, but I think it's everyone against everyone. Hobbs is in it. Ricky Starks is in it. There's other people, or Orange Cassidy. Who do you got winning this?
So they announced, there's an announcement, The Butcher, The Blade, Dustin Rhodes, Keith Lee, Bandito, Dralistico, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, so the best friends, Kip Sabian, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Ricky Starks. So all those guys that have been feuding with each other are in this match. ROH World Tag Team Champion Ray Phoenix. The other Penta is in this match too, so they're going against each other. Big Bill, Lee Moriarty, Tony Nese, Ari Daivari, and Brian Cage and Swerve Strickland are the other people in this match.
All right.
And Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, Powerhouse Hobbs is in there. QT Marshall's in there. And Aaron Solo, Hope Solo, Han Solo. Yeah. I don't know, but he's in this. So I think Orange Cassidy retains. He's not losing this in a battle royal. I think all those guys that are feuding with each other are they're gonna focus on each other and take themselves out of the match. And then the best friends, I think, are gonna help Orange Cassidy retain.
Yeah, I agree. I think Orange Cassidy wins.
It's a crappy way for him to lose if he loses it that way.
And once again, he's on fire right now too. So why do that? All right. We got the AEW TNT Championship ladder match. We got Wardlow versus Christian Cage. Who you got?
Oh man, Christian Cage. I want to see Christian Cage win some gold in AEW. They want this title. It's never going to be what I want it to be, which is a stable title. They like to play hot potato with it. I think Christian Cage is the perfect TNT champion. It's been a long time. I say it's been a long time, but Powerhouse Hobbs was a heel. But it's been a long time since we've had a true heel, a despised heel, holding the TNT championship. And I think Christian Cage is the perfect person to hold it.
I agree. I got Christian Cage as well. I think that's why it's a ladder match too, because it gives him a way to win with interference, and then he just has to grab the belt. So,
and maybe it sets up Wardlow and Luchasaurus and Christian Cage against somebody else. And
Word life. All right, another title. We got the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We got FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and Briscoe is the special guest referee. Who you got? He slapped everybody this week. So.
This is another one. I do not care about this.
I agree.
I love that FTR is back. I'm glad that they're wrestling, but this feels like they came back at Revolution, and this just feels like another crap match for them to have their first match back. But I'm gonna say FTR retains. I don't think Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. I know Tony Khan, for whatever reason, he loves putting them in tag team title matches, and he keeps giving them opportunity after opportunity, and they keep getting close. They had that run in with the Acclaimed. I think they had two close encounters with the Acclaimed, where one decision had to be reversed, and another one, the ref had to restart the match or something. But yeah, he loves giving us close calls with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. But I think FTR is going to get the win.
I'm going FTR, but I'm not going to be shocked if Mark Briscoe turns and helps Jay Lethal
I can
and
see
Jeff
that too.
Jarrett win. I'm still going FTR, but I won't be shocked if that happens. It'll be an awful decision, but I think FTR needs to keep those belts. All right, last one. You ready? We got 3 minutes.
Let's do it.
4 Pillars 4-way match. We got MJF versus Darby Allin versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Sammy Guevara. Who you got?
Oh man. Okay. MJF. I think it's a matter of if. It's not a matter of if MJF wins. It's how.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go against the grain here, but I think Darby Allin takes the pin, and I think Sting turns on Darby Allin and turns heel and partners with MJF.
Nice. Okay.
That's what I'm going to go with because
I like it.
Because Darby kind of abandoned Sting during this whole run, and MJF maybe pays Sting some money to take Darby out with the bat, or I don't know, but I think there can be an alliance there. Plus, they had that Cody daycare moment a few weeks ago. So I think it's going to be. I think Sting's going to turn on Darby. Darby's going to take the pin, and MJF retains.
I like it. MJF's winning the end. None of these guys are ready yet. I'm gonna go kind of what you're doing. I was gonna say that Sammy Guevara is just blowing steam up our butts. I think he's gonna help MJF win somehow. I think he gets paid off. Sammy Guevara always goes back to being a heel. He's done this 1,000 times in AEW. So I see him helping, taking the money and going back to the Jericho Appreciation Society. But either way, MJF takes the W. So I think we'll close out with him winning in Vegas.
This is one of those matches that I think anything can happen. I think I do think something will happen in this match.
Yeah.
Somebody turns, somebody debuts, somebody returns. But I do think this is the match where there's going to be some big twist at the end, either a Sting turn or Jungle Boy turns or Sammy Guevara turns. And but MJF's retaining, but it's just a matter of how and what happens.
Yes, word life. All right, y'all. That's AEW Friday. We're closing out. Enjoy your weekend, because I know if you're watching this, you watch wrestling. You got a lot of stuff going on. We got Night of Champions, and then on Sunday we got NXT and Double or Nothing. So tell your family and your friends goodbye, because you'll be watching wrestling all week. And for Memorial Day, and enjoy your Memorial Day. As always, I'm MWO, Two Dudes Wolfpack. Thank you for tuning in. Continue to subscribe, continue to give us views, continue to tell people about us. And as always, I'm with Mr.
Shooting Star Press on the TikToks. Our socials are right here on the screen. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Hit us up on the YouTube. We're getting close to 300 subscribers on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Apple, Spotify, Google. Go rate us and review us, and we're going to keep putting it out.
Let's go. As always,
Sure.
Two Dudes out.
All right.